Yes, we would come back, once the tenant's identified, we would come back to the GRC process with architectural
Renderings,
elevations
yeah.
and renderings.
But this is really just to get an idea that the intended use is allowed under our Waterfront Commission zoning, which it is, it's industrial use. And really, that's all you can put on that site. There's no really, obviously, there's no ability to do anything but industrial because of the possible remediation aspects of it, so.
Is that site partially remediated or no, it was none at all?
I think,
Tanks were
yeah,
taken.
yeah, I think when the tanks were removed, Getty had to perform some basic
Okay.
remediation, but it hasn't been fully remediated yet, so.
But I mean, that entire site has to be tested and, you know, taken into account with the development.
Yeah, there's been significant testing that's been done. There is a partial cap on the site, there's an ELUR on the site, but yeah, all of that will be incorporated into this design.
Yeah, and it was a fair amount of drainage work that has to be done, because I think the site does get flooded during heavy rain, so.
Excuse me for interrupting. I'm getting inquiries that the audio is not going through properly.
It's going through now.
It's
We're
great.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Just getting
all
phone
right.
calls. Sorry to interrupt.
Was that our executive producer? We'll try again. So, you know, this is a new room for us, so we're trying to make sure we can move this forward. So, any other questions from commission members? So, I guess that would take, so would the vote would be, Amy, to allow for an MOU to be drafted?
Yeah, authorize staff and legal counsel to begin negotiations with the applicant and for an MOU to be presented to the Waterfront Commission for review and approval.
You have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Great.
second that.
Any other discussion? Jennifer and Steve, yeah, so. But I think this is a good opportunity to sort of continue with our charge with the Waterfront Commissions to take these sites that are difficult to develop because of various problems and kind of hopefully give it the incentive and some of the early, you know, sort of an indication that this is a desired use there because of the zoning and the site conditions, that this would be okay. So I think it's a good way for us to proceed, so. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Bobby. We'll, I'm sure we'll be in touch with you. Amy will sure be, hopefully in touch with your options relatively soon. Okay, the second item for tonight is a continuation of a public hearing on Metacomet Property LLC's application for its proposed development located at 500 Veterans Memorial Parkway, Assessors Map 107, Block 15, Lot 1, and so on. So, including but not limited to phase 1 of the proposed development consisting of a 9-hole golf course. So I say we have the applicant here tonight who will continue with their presentation and discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Nick Heeman. I'm from the firm Darrow Everett, filling in for my colleague Josh Berlinski, who has been the lead counsel for us on this because he's on his honeymoon. So I get to be here today. But I'm the golfer in the office, so I'm excited to be here today. As you know, we are here tonight seeking the commission's approval of phase 1 of the Metacomet redevelopment plan. Phase 1 is just the golf course, just getting the golf course open. And it's really, I mean, it really is exciting. I know some of you have been privy to the presentations at the Design Review Committee, privy to the presentation perhaps that was made before the Planning Commission, both resulting in favorable recommendations to you here tonight. But it really is a very exciting moment, I think, for a city that has such rich history with the game of golf. East Providence probably has more great golf courses per capita than any other city in the state of Rhode Island. But not all of them are open to the public. And I think that's that's most exciting about what we're going to present to you tonight. When I was 10 years old, my grandfather taught me how to play golf. And the closest that we ever got to playing at Metacomet was driving past it on Veterans Memorial Parkway to a course that he worked at further up down the road. And I think at the DRC meeting, somebody, perhaps it was Mr. Amoroso, I couldn't really tell, but somebody at the close of that said, this is an opportunity to get this asset available to the community again. And I thought, I don't know about again, I think this is the first time that the asset will truly be made available to the community. Because what we're going to present to you is one of the finest designed 9-hole public courses in the state of Rhode Island, and we're really excited about it. As you know, this is a use that is allowed by right. It was a condition of the zone change when it was granted by the council at the initiation of this process. We have Paul Pisano from Marshall Properties, who's going to walk you through a portion of the PowerPoint presentation. We'll be joined by Robert McNeil, who is the architect of what you'll see, which is a restoration of the historic design by Donald Ross, but also with a new twist. So I think you're going to get a presentation that both embraces the history of the golf course, but also has tastefully redesigned some of the holes to accomplish fitting everything into the 9-hole space. So with that, I'll turn that over to Paul. We also have Paul Bannon in the event that there are questions related to traffic. Not much is really changing in terms of entrances from the site. We'll be using the old entrances for the time